It's 3 p.m. on the dot, and
Let's go.
I'm going to start by highlighting, adding to Spotlight is what I need to do. Add to Spotlight. Okay. You guys see me and Dondra in the first in the screen. And you should all see by now the presentation. And it's 3 p.m. and we're gonna get started with today's consumer event for Azamara with Dondra. And in a short minute, we're gonna be doing some proper introductions. But before we do that, I want to welcome every single one of our guests that are joining today live and those that are going to be watching the recording of today's event. Extremely happy and proud and honestly just very excited to be hosting Azamara today because Azamara is one of our greatest partners. We've been, doing business for a long time, but we've been friends for even longer. And the evolution of Azamara is truly something special. We're going to talk much more about it. But before we get started, some housekeeping items. We have a chat box at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to type hello. This is where I'm going to ask everybody to type your questions as we are going through the presentation. And I'll also ask Dondra and Michael to kind of keep yourselves from answering any of those questions in the chat itself, because what I'm going to want to do is at the end of the event, at the end of your presentation, I'm going to go through every single one of those questions so that we can create a little bit more of a dynamic conversation about the different questions that are being asked, and we can talk about them. And if anybody wants to unmute and come live and ask, that's super welcome too. And we'll make it fun that way. At the same time, keep in mind that today's presentation is being recorded. And so when this is done by tomorrow, we're going to be sending a recap of today's event. There's going to be some questions or little details that we're going to want to communicate with you guys, maybe answer tomorrow and share more information tomorrow, which we'll do that as well. And feel free to share this presentation, this event, and the recording of it with your friends and family. Also, throughout the event, we're going to be pushing some questions. We like to learn a little bit about the guests that are joining us today. So some questions such as, for example, this one, have you sailed with Azamara cruises before? So feel free to answer at your convenience, and then in a few minutes, in a few seconds, we'll share the answers with you guys. But from what I see coming in, it feels like almost half of you guys have, and half of you guys have not. So we'll be happy to share the results in a minute. But most importantly, this also helps us so that as Dondra is communicating and is sharing with you guys, she can keep it engaging enough for those that have already sailed, but educational enough for those that haven't as well, so that we can keep this very, very dynamic. Okay, so without any further ado, with us today, we have the one and only Dondra Ritzenthaler. Sorry, I have a hard Ritzenthaler.
These are killer, aren't they?
Oh,
let me do it, Carlos.
Yes.
Ritzenthaler. Ritzenthaler.
There you go. I took a shot there. I'm trying to pronounce it, and I.
Hey, buddy, that's the hardest part about knowing me. So, so hello, everybody, and thank you, Carlos, and thank you, everyone, to give us your time today. Myself, Michael, and Lori, I think, are on from the Azamara team, and we're so elated. So let me just take you through this presentation, because I'm hoping to do this somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 minutes or so, and then we'll spend time. So far it hasn't gone to the next slide. So hold on. There we go. Whew, Michael scared me to death. Okay, I'm Dondra, and I am the CEO of Azamara Cruises. I feel like the luckiest person on earth because, frankly, it's very rare that a 61-year-old female who has only been in the sales side of the business gets the opportunity to actually run a company. And so I have a lot to prove to myself and to the world that we females that have been in the sales side of the business can do this. So I want y'all to know. Now, the second question is, why us, right? We were talking to Robert earlier, who signed on earlier. Why Azamara? At Azamara, let me just show you via video why. And there's actually, I don't know if everybody's hearing sound. Are y'all hearing sound? Denise, you got sound?
No, we don't have sound.
Okay, that's all right. We'll just let it roll. I'll talk right over it. At Azamara, what this is saying is that what we do is we take you to the destination. We don't just have you come in at 8 and leave at 5. You see that there's nighttime scenes there. The reason that we do that is because we are not like all those other guys. And so that's a little bit about who we are. Now, let's start first and foremost that we do these immersive itineraries and take you to these cultures. We don't do vanilla 7-night trips. We do immersive. Then we stay late night and overnight. Now, what does that mean? As others come in at 8 in the morning, you're running back to that ship at 4 or 5 o'clock. I know y'all have all done it. I know you have. Well, when you're with us, we either stay late night or overnight so that you can not only experience and really get immersed in these destinations in a more real way, but not only during the day, but at night as well. And then we have 380 overnight stays. So this is not like onesies or twosies. We're serious about being this destination brand that has these beautiful small ships that go where the big guys can. And then we take you into these places and we keep you overnight, late night. Then we do these very special things like in South Africa, we partner with Mikado, and we do in country intensive in Africa, country intensive in Spain, country intensive, which means we slow it down. We do 30 night cruises, 25 night cruises, but we really take you through the entire country. Then we also have all of these things, right? The immersive, the size of the ships, all of those things. But then we also do mathematically more than anybody else. So at Azamara, we have 37% of every itinerary we do with our 4 beautiful ships. 50% of them all either are late night or overnight, and 37 are just late night, right? So you can see where we fall out. But let me tell you guys, it's not only about that, it's also about the fact that our ships are small. They only have 350 staterooms and hold a total of 700 guests. So here's these beautiful small ships that are absolutely gorgeously appointed. Then we take you into these places that I just mentioned, and then we do these really cool, and nobody else does this, by the way, as amazing evenings. And what we do is we go in and curate a very culturally rich experience that if you tried to do on your own, you simply could not. Then we do these white nights. And I got to tell you, y'all probably all been to white night parties before. And if you haven't, it's a ton of fun. But it's not like we just tell you to wear white and then it's a normal night. This is incredible. This is dining, and this is dancing, and this is caviar, and this is lobster, and everybody on the ships comes together, and it's absolutely an unforgettable night. And then for those of you like Robert, no, Robert, you didn't tell me this, but I bet you I'm right, that really want to live in the suites when you're on an Azamara Cruises, we have absolutely gorgeous suites. We have 12 of our top suites, and then we also have what we call continent suites. But let me just tell you, this is the sweet life, no pun intended, right? Just recently, we actually increased what is included in our upper suites. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's everything. Like, I mean, it's all the beverages. It's the Wi-Fi for both of you. It is unlimited laundry. It's this Akamar experience, which is really an experience that the captain does with just the top suites. And so it really has even enhanced what we did before. And then we just announced, and really the specialty dining hasn't even been announced, but I love Carlos and Denise and the gang so much that I decided to tell y'all anyway, because it's only a few more days we're going to announce it. But see, that's what you get when you come on one of these calls. You get something that nobody else has. So we now have pre-cruise amenity booking. So a lot of times, and in fact, every time that you go on Azamara, you get an onboard credit. Okay. That's dollars that you can use on anything that you want to do. But before, you had to actually get on the ship before you could apply those onboard credits to either a spa or specialty dining or a gift shop or whatever. But now, for both the spa services and the specialty dining, you can now actually take care of all that pre-cruise so that you don't have to wait when you're on board. Now, every single booking, and I know Robert and I know all of y'all are going to book. And when you do, you automatically get what we call always Azamara. What this means is every single guest gets these inclusions. We don't have a rate that doesn't have these inclusions in them. And if you compare what we offer from our inclusions with Always Azamara to some of the competitors in our space that Robert went on, cheated on me, and what happens is there's not nearly as many inclusions. So when we say beer, wine, and spirits, it's not just during meal times. It's all day, all night. If you want a glass of wine at 8 in the morning, you go get it. And so these are the things that we do, and it's called Always Azamara. Now, I don't want to underestimate the value of Always Expected, because I talk about the fact that we have these gorgeous itineraries and we're really authentic about it. And our ships are small, but let me also tell you, the service, the ambiance, the food, the way that the ships look, they're absolutely beautiful. And that's what we mean by Always Expected. Now, I've got a quick little video. And again, I don't mind that there's no sound on it if y'all aren't hearing sound, because I'm going to talk you through it. But we just actually took Destination Immersion and we elevated it. And it's a deeper story. So now, and I'm just going to I'm going to pause for a minute and just let you visualize it and read the words as we go through the video. You're hearing it. Okay. Awesome. So what we've now done is that we have taken our destination immersion and we've elevated it. We've expanded our destination, we've elevated our excursions, onboard cultural, but let's start with the destination expansion. We now go to more places than we've ever gone. And you see this solar eclipse here. We now have 3 sailings in 2026 that are solar eclipse cruises. So you will literally be on the cruise and see the solar eclipse, just as one little baby example. Then we've elevated our excursions. Not only do we do amazing excursions during the day, small groups, not a big, 200-person bus on some of those larger cruise lines, but also we own the night. What do I mean by that? Because we're there late night and overnight, you can actually go on a short excursion during the day, come back, change clothes, rest, and then go out and do another short excursion at night. And that's what we mean. One of the reasons that we mean own the night. Then, in addition to the As Amazing Evening, that the majority of them are done on shore, we also bring the destination to you on board with what we call the Destination Showcase. And this too is a beautiful new cultural enrichment opportunity, but on the ship. And then cuisine. Everybody goes on vacation. You got to eat, you got to drink. You know, you're going to gain 2 or 3 pounds. It's okay. We can go home and work out when we get home, right? But we have authentic local cuisine. We literally have 150 menu items on our menus on board that are just for that destination. We have beers that are designated for just that destination. So you don't have to drink a Corona, even though it's really good. You don't have to drink a Corona when you're in Italy, right? We're going to give you those local beers, local wines, etc. Now, I want to just really briefly go through. I don't know if everybody knows this, if half the group has never sailed with us and half has, but we used to only be in Europe in the summertime. But now we actually stay in Europe year round, and we call it travel like a local. And here's some of the cruises that we've got. December, it's Med, it's a holiday cruise, it's Greece, it's Egypt, it's Spain. And by the way, I just came back from Egypt. If you've never done Egypt, you got to go. It was absolutely fantastic. And let me just walk you through some other ones. And I'm not going to go into detail, but here's one that's Malaga, Seville, Lisbon. And by the way, we go up the river in Seville when other cruise lines can't because the size of our ship. So much more authentic than staying out and taking in a Zodiac, etc. And then let's go talk about Alaska. For the first time in many years, Azamara Cruises is back in Alaska with not only Alaska, but Alaska Cruise Tours. Because when you go, you should take the cruise tour so you can see it all. And some of the ones that I just want to quickly call out, July 23rd, Pursuit. It's the CEO cruise. It's my cruise, people. Y'all need to come and be with me, okay? Come and be with me. But I do a CEO cruise every year. But what I love about what we're doing in Alaska is that we are doing 10 and 11 nights. We're not doing the 5-night or the 7-night where you have to go in and rush and come back out. We really do it. We really do it in a very special and different way. Here's another one in August. It's Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway. Keep going. And then for those of you who really want to branch out and go far away from home, is that we used to have Japan spring itineraries, but now we've added fall. So introducing for the first time in 2026 or 7, we're going Japan spring and fall. So now you've got more opportunity to do that. We've got an intensive voyage. It's 14 nights. You go to 12 ports and 2 overnights. That's real, ladies and gentlemen. That is real. And then we've got one that does Busan. I hope I'm saying that right. Kobe and Tokyo. And again, this one's 15 nights, 11 ports, and 3 overnights. So you can really get immersed. And then for the first time, we're doing the winter 27-28. And what we mean by that is we will be in Europe year round. We're calling it the local season because it's really when others aren't there. But ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to open the remainder of 27 and 28 in 1 week. In 1 week, we will be opening 27 and 28. Now, let me tell you what's already open in 27, and that is our World Cruise. Our World Cruise is absolutely phenomenal. You can see, I'm not going to go through every detail, but please look this up. Carlos, Denise, and their team will absolutely help you with this. But when I retire, I told my company that I don't want to watch. I want a world cruise. That's all I want. Just give me a world cruise, right, Denise? I just need a world
I'll
cruise.
take that too.
Carlos, why don't we all go together? We can get your family, my family, Denise's family, we'll go.
Let's go.
That's in at least 5 more years because I got 5 more years left.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. For as much as I like this itinerary, it won't be on this one. So
not for a while. Exactly. So guys, when you take a world cruise, I'm not going to go through every detail, but there is so many inclusions because of the way that we sell all the segments of the world cruise that you literally have a value of over $40,000 worth of inclusions. That's huge. It's authentic. It's real. You get onboard credits. You get pre-cruise benefits. And I'm just telling you, you ought to do this. That's the way to go for sure. All right. Now, because you guys gave us your time, we have just for this call, a limited 15% off and up to a $500 onboard credit because y'all came on this and because we love this company and y'all have chosen wisely to have them be your travel advisor. We're giving you this offer. And by the way, this is stackable on top of the brand's offer. So whatever the brand's offer is, and right now we happen to have a flash sale that I think is ending today. I'm not trying to sell you. I just really do think it's ending today. I really do. That makes it sound like I'm trying to sell them. And of course I'm trying to sell you. I want you to come sell with us, but I'm not trying to heavy sell you. But the other thing that I want y'all to know is that we were just voted about 6 months ago the best and most unique itineraries in the industry. This is against luxury lines. This is against upper premium lines, and contemporary lines. And we were able to win that because that really is who we are and what we focus on the most. So, your exclusive offer, book any Azamara sailing with these amazing people between today and November 5th, and you're going to get an additional $500 onboard credit for a suite, 400 for veranda, and 300 for ocean view. And remember, thank you. Somebody just gave me a clap. I'm so excited. And that, remember, this is on top of the offer, and we now will give you the ability to use those credits beforehand so you don't have to do it when you get there. So, Carlos, why don't we see what is on their mind?
Of course. Before we do that, and we'll trigger a couple of questions here, I want to say that I want to remind everybody that on top of all of this, Luxury Cruise Connections is a virtuoso travel agency, which means that there are a few sailings throughout the year that are what we call hosted sailing dates, which are dates where there is an actual host that goes on board the ship, and there's some special amenities that are also combinable with all of this that we talked about. So on certain dates, the value that you can get from this exclusive offer and everything else, it's really, really big. And definitely encourage all of you guys, for those that have already created a relationship with one of our advisors, please feel free to reach out. And of course, for those that haven't, let us know if you're interested in getting a quote on a particular date or a particular itinerary, and one of our advisors will be assigned to you. I think that's a good opportunity for me, for those that have never done business with Luxury Cruise Connections before. Thank you, Denise, for pushing that. That's the other poll that we like to push. Okay. I'm seeing majority of you guys have, which is great. But for those that haven't, we don't act as a call center. We are a luxury cruise agency, which means that not only do we deal with luxury cruise lines, but also we deliver a luxury service. And what that really means is that we really go above and beyond for our clients by creating personal relationships. We're not just a call center where anybody can just call in and deal with anybody. I mean, of course, you're going to be very well taken care of, but most importantly, you'll deal with somebody that will create a relationship with you, will get to know you, and we will become an expert at you, which is a big thing.
Relationship. Thank you.
Thank you. And what I was about to say is, the reason why we, like to do this is because, our advisors are incredibly knowledgeable about Azamara. In fact, I want to highlight a couple of our advisors that are literally about to graduate from what we call MAPS program, which is an internal certification program that we created within Luxury Cruise Connections. And we have 4 advisors, Steve Golko, help me out here, Diego Riveron, Mario, if you can help me out here with the 4 names of the 4 about to graduate our MAPS program. I'd love to highlight them because these 4 advisors have spent a substantial amount of hours learning and becoming experts at Azamara. Sorry, thank you. Andres Mejia, Steve Golko, Bob and Janet, and they've been with us for a while. And what we like to say is, we obviously strive to these 4 advisors are graduating from the certification program. All of our advisors are incredibly versed on all the different cruise lines, and especially Azamara. But what I was about to say is, we really spend the time to get to know our client and become not just an expert in the cruise line, but an expert in the client, which allows us to really craft experiences that are very personalized. That I think that makes a very big difference when it comes to luxury travel. So about 64% of you have done business with us in the past, and 36% of you have not. So for those 36% of you that haven't, I look forward to the opportunity to show you what we're all about. And maybe I can also use this opportunity to kind of segue into a quick question. Dondra, why don't we share with the audience a little bit about our relationship? How do we know each other? and how far this relationship goes, and a little bit about the relationship between Luxury Cruise Connections and Azamara, so that we can build a little bit of extra trust on everybody.
100%. And I'd love to do that. So Carlos and I met each other, I'm going to call it 22 years ago, because that's how long I've been in the business. And Carlos was one of the very first people that I met. Luxury Cruise Connections, first of all, their office is unbelievable. It's creative, it's warm, it's friendly. And what he's telling you guys, and I'm not, there's no, I don't have a horse in this race. What he's telling you is real. The people that care about having a relationship, it's not a hurry up and get you off the phone to get the next person to get the credit card and get off the phone. That is not who they are. And being a part of Virtuoso is one of the highest high-end travel companies that really puts the customer first. Not always the least expensive for us as a supplier to work with, but because we know that they really care about y'all, because when you go to them and then they support Azamara, you win, they win, and we win. And that's why it works. And so it's authentic. Carlos and I have now known each other for 22 years. And if Carlos tells me, jump off this bridge, I got you, I would jump off the bridge.
I feel honored by that, but I would not. Wow. That's,
I know you wouldn't tell me to, but if you told me to, there would be a reason in my mind and I wouldn't question it. But I like to tell stories like that, Carlos, in a way that's different than normal, and that's the way that it came into my heart. But I know that that just lets them know that I adore you and trust you.
Thank you so much. And the feeling is mutual. I mean, I've not just had the pleasure to know you for so many years, but I have admired what you've been able to do throughout your career. I mean, I've known you for since your previous company at Celebrity, and before. But what you've been able to do with Azamara is truly special. And I have a couple of questions that I want to ask you about this in a minute. Dondra, before we jump into the next question, is there any reason why anybody would not want to make a reservation via us, but go direct to Azamara? Is there any reason why that would make any sense for anybody?
I can tell you why it doesn't make sense. We are sold, our beautiful Azamara brand with the 4 ships, 86% of every booking that we get comes through travel advisors as a whole. And the reason for that is we don't spend marketing dollars trying to get the consumer to come to us direct. We're a luxury boutique brand. We have to be sold because we're not a brand that you're going to look at an NFL football game and see an advertisement from us. And so we take care of our travel advisors, and Luxury Cruise Connection is one of those. I think we've established that. And they get the benefits. The fact that that Carlos and team are Virtuoso, there's financial benefits that come to you as a result of that. If you didn't book with someone like Luxury Cruise Connection and you went direct, you actually wouldn't get the benefits.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's important. I'm gonna go through the questions that I have in the chat one by one, and I'll squeeze a couple of personal questions throughout. The use of OBO to book shore excursions is much improved since separating from Royal, but still not perfect.
Yep.
Last 2 cruises, the OBO spend was not represented as applied on my cruise invoice during final payment. I took the agent both times, calling to correct before we can make final payment. I look forward to continued improvement on this area.
So who'd that come from, Carlos? Just because I want to, is his or her name there?
Juan Gomez.
Okay. I appreciate the question. And one thing about me, y'all will always love is I will always shoot you straight, 100%. I will never do anything but be completely honest. When we left what we call the mothership, Royal Caribbean Group, it was a great thing because we became an independent company. We didn't have to worry about bureaucracy. We didn't have to worry about, what's good for the whole company versus just our brand. That's the good side. We can make decisions much faster. Those are all the good sides. But when we came out, the technology that we needed to have wasn't ready when the contract from Royal Caribbean was done. And Royal Caribbean was unwilling to extend the contract. And so what happened was we had to turn that off and ours on. And it wasn't ready. And I'll be straight up with you. It caused a lot of pain for y'all as customers, and frankly, pain for us because we lost bookings. We couldn't find bookings. We couldn't apply OBCs. Everything that you said on your question was the absolute truth. Now I am so proud to tell you that technology that while wasn't ready, and it took us about 90 days after we started as an independent company, now it is actually incredible good technology. But we were using this Mercedes technology like a Honda, and now we're figuring out how to use all the bells and the whistles. And that's why now we can do pre-cruise spa and pre-cruise dining. And very frankly, very soon, we will be able to do pre-cruise onboard credits in general, not just for those two things. So, Candy, I see your note. And so now it is significantly better. But I'll tell you straight up, nothing is ever perfect. And there will be times that something will go bump, right? Not like it was. We're so proud. Luxury Cruise Connections is so proud. But here's what's key. If something goes bump in the night and you book us through Luxury Cruise Connection, we will all have your back. And that's also important.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I have a question that came in like on a side private chat, which is an interesting question. Mangesh is one of Derek's clients, Derek Cavello, and was telling me that I'm in Canada and I'm informed by Azamara that I should only do business with Azamara agents in Canada, only with Derek, and Derek is obviously here in the US. Why is this a policy? I can't do bookings with Azamara in the US. I think it's great that that was brought up. I think it's a good opportunity for us to clarify this because it's a myth, really.
It's a total myth because we see United States and Canada as one. We just call it North America. All of our promotions, all of our policies, everything is exactly the same as in Canada as it is in the United States. The only difference is that the currency, as y'all know, the Canadian currency is different than the US currency. It might be that whoever's telling you that would say that it's beneficial for you to book in Canada because of the currency, but that's probably not accurate because right now I think it would actually hurt. But you 100% can book if you're in Canada with Luxury Cruise Connections right here in South Florida.
And we actually have Canadian rates in our system.
Perfect.
So we can book
Yeah.
absolutely for all Canadians in Canadian,
Perfect.
So we're good there too. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's bust that myth way bad.
And Michelle was asking, the discussion was only for ocean cruises, correct? Any discussion on the river cruises?
Well, honestly, we don't have a river cruise at Azamara Cruises.
Yes.
I will tell you this, and I'll always be authentic with you. We are the most river cruise-like ocean-going vessel. And the reason for that is because of our size. We can go up the river in Bordeaux. We can go up the river in Seville. We can do the things that river cruises do. Now, not the same. We can't go in the Nile, right? That's a little thin, right? So we can't do that. But I would say if you're going to do a river cruise, these guys at Luxury Cruise Connection can certainly sell you a river cruise. What I would tell you to do if you were going to do that is I would combine a river cruise and an Azamara cruise, because then you can truly get the river cruise experience and then come and do us as an ocean going but river cruise oriented cruise line and get the value of doing both.
Yeah, and the other thing you have in common with river cruises is your overnight stays and your late night stays, because
Thank you. Exactly.
you're literally on port and you can have dinner ashore just like you would on a river cruise. So
That's right. Good point.
yeah, so Michelle, we'll work on Dondra to see if we can get them to buy a couple of river cruises and put them in, you know,
To be
it'll
honest,
be a couple of years.
Michelle, to be honest, I love focus. I love focus. I love being maniacally focused on our four ships, where we go, what makes y'all happy, how to deliver on the best product. That's where I want to keep focusing.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And have a question from Sean. Are the shore excursions prorated based on the number of guests that sign up? And I'm sure he means the price of the shore excursion if they're prorated.
No, they're not. We don't change the price accordingly. The only thing that we would do is if we only had one or two people, we would probably say, hey, can you move to going in the morning instead of the afternoon, because it doesn't make sense. But we don't charge you more if there's only one or two or three or four. If it holds 10, we will just operate it. Unless it's one, like I said earlier, we will operate it for the same amount. We do not revenue manage those prices.
Beautiful. And then Jody was asking, what is Luxury Cruise Connections? Thank you for asking, Jody. We are a luxury cruise agency. We're just like a travel agency, but we're hyper focused in luxury cruises. We're based in Miami, Florida, but we have clients all over the world, all over the United States and Canada, and really all over the world. We do most of our business over the phone, virtually. But yeah, that's we're kind of one of the larger in size agencies in the US, but we try to keep the company and our relationships very small, very boutique. So it doesn't matter how big we become as a travel company, we're never going to stop, just handling our clients in a very personalized way, because we believe that's kind of the key to our business, and what's worked for us very well. So we'll continue to do that. So that's in a nutshell what we are. We're just a travel agency that has built incredible relationships with a select number of preferred cruise lines, obviously Azamara being one of them, and that's it. And so on to the next. Stephen, Lucas is asking, Dondra, please tell us more about Egypt cruise.
So full transparency, it was a meeting, and I'm laughing because I got to be honest, I was on a river cruise. It's so funny. It wasn't my meeting. It was a different meeting, and I was on a river cruise. And so I've never been on a river cruise before. It was my first experience, and it was an Egypt river cruise. What's so interesting is that, first of all, the experience, guys, is amazing. Like, and then I also did a 3-day meeting before in Jordan, and went to Petra and saw the most amazing things, and then went to Cairo. But here's what's cool about us. When we have our cruises, we come in and we stay 2 days, and we come into Alexandria, and it's about a 2-hour bus ride that literally takes you right to the, I'm trying to think of what it's in Cairo, I think. Yeah. Where the pyramids are. And then we stay all day and all night. And it's unbelievable experience. So I would tell you that if you've ever thought about going to Egypt, going on an Azamara cruise that spends time in Egypt, and it goes into Alexandria and stays for 2 days. And I tell you guys, it's a bucket list trip. Don't miss it. It was really special.
Stephen, well, what we're going to do is, I'm not sure if you already have one of our advisors assigned to you, but we're going to make sure that we're going to get more information on this itinerary, and we'll go in detail.
And you know what's interesting, Carlos, as we go to the next question, maybe we'll go back in the presentation. There was one of the sailings had Alexandra in it. Maybe
Yeah,
while he's asking the question. Yeah, while you're asking the
go back up the
question.
slides.
Exactly. We'll go. Michael's driving, so I'll have him go back to that slide.
Yeah. Yeah, and Janet is assigned to you, so Janet will reach out and get you more information about that itinerary.
And Carlos, can I say what my background is?
Please.
Because you see where I wish I was really here. Obviously, I'm not really on one of our suites on one of our ships. But I have to tell you, look at the beauty of this suite. This is what we call our world suite. This is actually just the living room space. And then if you were to go around the corner, it's a gorgeous bedroom. The bathrooms are very big and well appointed. But I just thought, buddy, since we had the picture, that I could show people how pretty our rooms are.
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, and that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up. Since you joined the company, you guys have enlarged your fleet. Can you talk a little bit about that real quick as we go before we go to the next question?
So it's a great question. So we actually haven't yet enlarged our fleet. What we've got is we've got 4 ships, but what we've done is we've gone in and we've made investments in making sure that they're beautiful. When the ships get a few years old, you really do have to invest in them. And I always give the example to say, look, there's hotels, like I always use the Ritz-Carlton in Miami Beach. I was just there for a charity gala 2 weeks ago, and this hotel was 30 plus years old, and I walked in there and it looks brand new. And that's what we do, buddy. We focus on making sure that our ships are beautiful, that they're well appointed, that they're fresh, that we do new furniture and make sure that kind of stuff. I will tell you that I have very big aspirations to grow, but we not yet have actually gotten approval from our board to grow. But just stay tuned, because I'm telling you, it's not if, it's when.
Yeah, sorry, I should have rephrased. It's not since you joined, but since you got off the mothership.
True. Yes, that's a good point. See, you're right. You're right. So when we were sold by Royal Caribbean, we had 3 ships, and then we actually added our 4th ship, which is absolutely fantastic. So now we have 4 of these ships that hold 700 guests, and they all are very, very consistent, which is nice. If you go on one, like Robert, we were talking about earlier, if you go on one, you'll have a good feel for what that one is. If you go on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th one, because we've done a really, really dedicated, focused job to make sure that they're consistent and that they're beautiful. And then, Carlos, let's take a look at this itinerary, since somebody was asking about it. This is December 12th of 26, and it's 17 night with 11 ports and 3 overnights. And it's Greece, Egypt, and Spain. Can you imagine? Just
I think what's important to highlight about this itinerary is the date.
yeah.
I mean, December 12th, it's an incredible date to, first of all, to touch Egypt, but most importantly, to touch all those different ports throughout throughout the Mediterranean, because you're really going to see a side of the Med that most people really don't get to see ever. And so nice to just be able to, walk through this small towns and typically in the summer, very, very hot, sweaty, and just a lot of people around
And crowded. Yep. And
yeah,
so we
that's
have that, and that's awesome. But when you think about it, Egypt, as it relates to BC, AD, all of those things, and now it's a holiday sailing. That's a holiday sailing. It's just a wonderful, guys, I got to tell you, I have a tremendous amount of passion for cruising, particularly obviously us, because I work here, but God, we're so lucky to get to go on cruises and see the world. And when you see this kind of thing right here, you're just like, how do you not do that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, fantastic. And Stephen, we'll get you more information on this one or any other one that you might be interested in. And Vera has a question. She says, interested in the 2027 World Cruise, need more info. Should I contact my agent, DJ Diaz? D Diaz, I would imagine it's DJ Diaz. So the straight answer to your question, Vera, is yes, please contact him. He'd be more than happy to help you with that. Dondra, Michael, can you pull up that itinerary real quick?
Yeah, I think we had that. Our 27 World Cruise is, and I think I've got this right, it's 174 days. And there you go, babe. And there you go. And you can see where, I don't know if there's words that are covered up by the pics, but I think it's 174 days. And oh, this is the 188. It's 26 that's 174. Yeah. In 2026, it's 174 days. In this one, in 2027, it goes to 188 days. But you can see, guys, that it really does cover the world. And for you Canadians, which goes through Miami, through San Diego, San Francisco, and then up in Vancouver, and then goes into the Inside Passage, does some of the Alaska stuff. And so it genuinely goes all around the world. Like, no kidding. And not everybody can say that on their world cruises.
Yeah. No, very, very nice. So Vera will for sure, DJ will reach out and give you more information on it. If anybody else is interested, we still have a good amount of availability on that itinerary that we can, really push it, Dondra.
Next slide. Yeah. And I'm going to remind you on this next slide, the benefits that you get are incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. Over $40,000 of value. You get these as amazing evenings. I mean, you guys, if you're going to cruise and you have the time, a world cruise is the way to go, because you don't unpack and pack and unpack and pack, and you literally see the world. Like, no joke.
100%, 100%. And awesome, thank you. And Dave Rogers was saying, I get seasick. How stable are your small ships compared to Viking Ocean ships?
You know, I've never been on Viking, but all I can tell you is that it's extremely stable. We've got stabilizers. We don't have issues. We don't have, I look at all of our customer recognitions and any issues that we have, and I literally can tell you, I've been here almost 2 years. I have not had one letter that I've read that had anything to do with feeling seasick or anything like that.
Great. That's awesome. And Juan Gomez put, Azamara, please consider the new Azamara policy that requires us to reuse the booking agent we booked with when booking the next cruise on board. This would prevent me from picking the best agent like Luxury Cruise Connections for the next cruise, just because I had previous agent who may not be delivering the service level I needed. I'm not happy with my current agent, and I should be allowed to change my mind and still take advantage of any onboard booking offers.
Of course they can do that. It's so fun. I'm so glad that you said that, because our policy 100% is we give it right back to the agency of record unless the customer says they don't want to. So if you don't mind, maybe, following up with, with either Carlos or Denise or somebody to find out in particular where you got that. And I will go and do a reminder to our team, because if you tell that agent on board that's selling you a future cruise that you want this to go to Luxury Cruise Connections and you want it to go to Andres, that's exactly where it will go.
Yeah, beautiful. I appreciate that. Appreciate you clarifying that. We'll reach out to you, Juan, for sure, and we'll make sure that you have, somebody that you can talk to about this and be ready with this.
And we'll do a training, Carlos, because it sounds like, I've never heard of that before, so it could have been maybe one individual or something, but I'll go back and reiterate it to our onboard team.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. And Ron and Pam wanted clarification on the offer you mentioned, 50% off on cruises. That's the current offer, correct? Michael,
we can go to that. So that's the well, you had it. That's the offer that we've got right now, is up to 15%. It depends on where you go, cabin category, up to 15% and up to $500 onboard credit. And then remember, because you were on this call, we will then go to that one, babe, that last one. So you will not only get this, because this is the offer, but then what you'll also get is that you'll get, because of this and us being on the call and you giving us your time, and because we love LCC, is an additional, not instead of, an additional $500 for a suite, $400 for Rand, and $300 for Ocean View. On top of, this is an onboard credit on top of that offer.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. And Vera was asking, does your level recognition at Celebrity transfer to Azamara?
It doesn't, because when we left what we call the mothership, I think I've said that a couple of times, we became an independent company, and there's many, many benefits to that. But we are not then still in the loyalty program with our former employer. Now we're on our own. I will tell you this: our loyalty program is great, but it's even going to get greater, because in 2026 we're going to take a look at our loyalty program. And we're going to see what we want to do. And we're going to use, frankly, the loyalty guests that we know and love, that I have relationships with, to make sure that we get that right.
Beautiful. And Kate is saying, thank you for the exciting presentation. I'm really looking forward to trying Azamara for the first time this November with my family. My parents have been longtime clients of both luxury cruise connections and Azamara. So this is a special moment for us. I do have a quick question about the generous bonus offered for attending this call. Can it be applied to existing bookings?
It's interesting because it depends on if it's in final payment. It depends on, the technical answer is no, but you could cancel and rebook. But if it costs you more money to cancel and rebook, no, you don't want to do that because you don't really win there. So let us go and take a look at when it's booked, how close it is to sailing, and we'll make a judgment call on a one-off basis once we get off the phone, and we'll work directly with Luxury Cruise Connections and you.
It's a good question, Kate. And I want to highlight the fact that when we put together these offers together with Azamara, we do it with the purpose to hopefully get you guys excited about making a new booking. That's really the big purpose behind it. And they're to be applied, just like Dondra is saying, to existing, current prevailing rate, and typically rates go up and offers change too much for it to sometimes make sense. But yeah, happy to take a look at it as well. But
Well, let's look at it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and Jody was asking what kind of benefits do you get? But I suppose you were asking about booking with Luxury Cruise Connections. Specifically when it comes to Azamara, for example, you get exclusive offers just like this one that you see on the screen right now, that you would not get if you book anywhere else. And this on top of virtuoso onboard credits and amenities and shore excursions when it's a hosted sailing, stuff like that. It's stuff that you would only get by booking through a virtuoso agency like us, like Luxury Cruise Connections. On top of the fact that obviously, the pricing is going to be the same that you see directly with Azamara, but you're going to get the service and attention and relationship and friendship that you get from us. I mean, at the end of the day, it's one thing when you're, booking with a call center and you're just one guest,
Right.
as opposed to when you're a Luxury Cruise Connections client or guest, you have access to, me, and obviously I have Dondra, and, if anything goes in any other way than whatever you expected, I can call Dondra and be like, hey, this, client needs help, whatever.
And I'll be there for you, buddy. And
Yeah.
I have been, right?
Nice.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's what makes the world go round. If you were a number and it was just, hang up, call, hang up, call. But the reason that Carlos and Luxury Cruise Connections means the world to me is because it's real and it's personal. And then when someone like Kate calls and says, hey, I want to know if you can make an exception, the best way that I'm going to be able to do that is I'm going to say, Kate, how far are you booked? And the fact that you booked with Carlos and Luxury Cruise Connections is part of the reason that I would do it, because I couldn't do it for an agency I don't know. I couldn't do it for an agency that doesn't give us a tremendous amount of business. But I can take one for the team if it makes sense because of the relationship. And y'all benefit from that. And that's the reason it works.
Sandra, thank you so, so much. And Candy is saying, I'm a longtime Azamara cruiser. Love you. Will you come out with the springtime in Asia itinerary like you had a couple years ago? We had it booked and had to cancel last minute to do a family emergency, but now it's all country intensive itineraries, hoping to get that taste of Asia back soon.
Yeah, and in fact, we've got spring, we've got the cherry blossoms, we've got Japan, we've got uh oh my God, we've got so many different itineraries. Listen, they're there. We've already got them open for 27 spring, and we're about to open literally in 1 week. We're going to open fall 27 and spring of 28. And in spring of 28, like in spring of 27, there is a tremendous amount of Japan sailings. So if you can't go in 26 or 27, you can certainly see that one in 28, but the 27 itineraries for Japan are really good.
That's a good point. And Candy, we're going to get back to you with more information on that, because the itineraries that we highlighted today, yes, they're Japan intensive, but not all itineraries are country intensive.
That's right.
So there's an interesting variety that I'm pretty sure we can find what you're looking for with Azamara. So we'll get back
Absolutely.
to you on
You
that.
know, Carlos, our average cruise length is 11 nights, but we have intensives that are 30. And then we have grand voyages, and then we have world cruises that go all the way to 188. You know what I mean? Like we've got something for everybody. You know, I wish that I could take a 30-day cruise, but right now running this company, there's no way. You know, I'm the 10 night girl right now. But we do have opportunities for everybody. And in Japan, we do have them that are shorter and then longer.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Juan was saying, I appreciate the answer and recognize the improvements made to date. The issue have been resolved once on board. Azamara reps have been great in handling these issues. Awesome.
Yay.
And Carol, how do I apply the 15% off and $500 to an existing booking? Carol will follow up with you on that. Happy to take a look at your booking. And if it makes sense, if you're out of final payment, we'll be happy to take a look at it, right? Is that the right answer, Dondra?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. And then Tim, I'm Canadian and I book lots of cruises with Roger Powell. He's the best, although I haven't booked an Azamara cruise yet. Well, Tim, happy for you that you're here. And thank you for saying nice things about Roger. He's awesome. He's been with us for, I don't know, the longest time, since the beginning of the company, actually. So keep doing that. Roger is, we love him, and hopefully he can get you on one of these Azamara itineraries soon. And Michelle, thank you for that answer. Jody, thank you. Susan, thank you. Barry, hello, Dondra. And Carlos, can you please call me when you're free? Oh, sorry. And P.S. I love Azamara. Barry, taking that down. We'll get back to you for sure. And thanks, Stephen, saying thanks for the answer. Dondra and Carlos, we love working with Janet and Luxury Cruise Connections and sailing with Azamara. Amazing. Love to hear that. Fern, hi, my name is Fern, and my husband and I have 17 Azamara cruises under our belt. Wow, almost all continent suites, all through Luxury Cruise Connections. We will be platinum on our next cruise. Question: Azamara owes us $260 for an Egypt visa. Azamara explicitly told us to purchase and then found out on our cruise that it was not needed. Guest relations said it will be reimbursed from corporate, but it has never happened, and I can find no one to help me at Azamara. I would appreciate your help. Fern, I'm going to take that personally. I'm going to work with a resolutions team that will work with Azamara's resolution team. We'll get that worked out for you in no time. Trust that you'll have that money in no time. We'll make that.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me crazy, to be honest, that happened and that we haven't done it yet. But what'll happen is that, and first of all, thank y'all for your business. We absolutely cannot thank you enough for that. That's number one. Number two, send them a note. Carlos will send it to me. I'll copy in everybody in our company and we'll solve this for you immediately.
Beautiful. Okay. And we're taking note of all of this also here to make sure we follow up with this. And then Merritt is excited to hear you'll stay in Europe during winter. We went on the most wonderful Canary Island cruise for New Year's, opened right after COVID. Will you do similar cruises in the years to come? Then we'll book again.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Carlos, do you not love reading those? That just makes me smile.
Amazing. And I got to be honest with you guys. Like I haven't read any of this question, so I'm just literally going as I'm reading. I don't even know what I'm going to read before I read it, so I'm just happy they're all good stuff.
Hey, but it's real, man. If it's not, it's not, right? But we
Exactly,
appreciate the
real.
authenticity.
Exactly. So yeah, and yes, just like Dondra said, there's more itineraries about to be launched next week. Let's see what we come up with. And then Dave Rogers, good news on stability. Thanks, Juan. I specifically told the onboard agent when booking, I did not want to use my current agent, but was told because of the policy, I didn't have a choice. Okay, so Dondra's gonna look into that for you, and we're gonna get that straightened out. So thanks for sharing that, Juan, very much. And Jody, last night of our cruise in Japan, May 2nd, 2025, almost the entire ship crew and cruises were seasick. They canceled the show. The restaurant was practically empty. Was that on Azamara, Jody? I mean, stuff like that can happen on any cruise, but From my experience, the level of cleanliness and attention to health that Azamara has aboard their ships is second to none. Hopefully, the crew did a good job at kind of taking care of the entire situation and minimize the exposure. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. Um, all right. And Juan, I'll be back on board in March for Japan and have a list of future cruises in mind. So I do not want to be forced to use my current agent, whose company was bought since we booked. So I appreciate the clarification. Beautiful. Excellent. Dave, what is your payment schedule from time of booking to final payment? It's a good question.
So, obviously, there is a paid in full where you could get an additional benefit. You save, I think it's 3 or 4% if you pay in full. So that's one. The other one is that you put down a deposit and then you have final payment with anywhere from 90 to 120 to 150, depending if it's Europe, Alaska, Caribbean. But that's really the payment. You do your deposit and then you have final at those times.
All right. So basically, not so much dictated about when you make the deposit, but more like when the itinerary, like when the sailing date is, and it's just, those date before the itinerary, which can vary based on destination. All right, good. Jody, we always book on ship. I think that's a great strategy, Jody. We always encourage our clients when they're on board. There's no reason why not. Like, like we've been saying throughout today's conversation, Luxury Cruise Connections will get a hold of your booking. Obviously, if you're saying that you're booking with Luxury Cruise Connections, and we'll be able to apply whatever additional perks or amenities we might have for that particular sailing. So if it's one of those sailings that it's a virtuoso date, for example, once we get a hold of that booking, it'll come to us automatically. We'll apply all those additional perks. And yeah, you're getting the additional savings for booking on board. So it makes all the sense in the world.
And Carlos, let me just say this. We will emphatically tell you the best value you can ever get on Azamara is to book your next cruise while you're on your current cruise. Because you get whatever the brand offer is, you get whatever Luxury Cruise Connection will do through their Virtuoso connection, and then you get an extra value because you're showing us loyalty, right? And that's the way relationships are supposed to work. And so the best value you will ever get is to book your future cruise. Then Luxury Cruise gets the booking. They then manage the booking all the way through till the end, till you get back on the ship again. And you literally get all the benefits that you would get on land plus. Yeah. So there is literally no reason in the world for you not to book your next cruise when you're on your current cruise.
Absolutely. And especially like if you're afraid, oh, am I booking the best rate? Am I not? Just book it. And when you get off the ship, we'll look at it. If there's anything else that comes out before final payment that is better, we can always work on it and get you adjusted for the best rate. So
that's right.
Absolutely. And then Paula saying, I truly appreciate Jay Isaac at Luxury Cruise Connections. He has really helped us with our first two cruises. We're deeply grateful to Carlos Etery for his affirmations. Thank you so much. Paula, thank you so much for your loyalty. Jay is great. He's doing an incredible job. So thank you for giving us an opportunity to take care of your travels. Connie, looking forward to our first Azamara cruise in October 2025. All right, so you're about to go on board, Connie.
Yay!
Make sure to book on board again.
That's right. Now you're talking, Carlos.
There you go. And Linda, we got off the 11-day Quebec Intensive, fabulous itinerary, to unusual areas of Montreal out of North Atlantic. Thank you for making the unusual sites available. There you go. Love that.
Good.
And Robert is saying thank you, Carlos and Dondra, for very informative presentation. And thank you, DJ, for your continued excellent support. Amazing. Oh, Connie, you're waiting till 2026. Okay, that's fine. We can still book you on a 25 if you want to go.
There's a little bit of space left in 25, not a lot. But Carlos, what I just realized that I need everybody to know, if you would allow me, and it wasn't in my remarks, but it's really funny. I don't know why it wasn't. It was a miss on my part. I talked about the size of the ships and where we go and destination and food and all that. But you know what I didn't say, that actually, for those of you who have sailed, the heart and soul, and really what makes us better than anybody else, is our crew. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what it is in the water at Azamara from our crew perspective, but they drink it and they are the most wonderful, kind, loving, and we let our crew and our guests interact. And so it really is one of the most major differentiators. And I didn't say that earlier. And see, you're going to get these. You're going to get these smiles and stuff because people that have been on Azamara will tell you that while all those other things are amazing, there is something magical about our crew. And I didn't say that, buddy.
Amazing. No, that's a great point. That's incredibly valuable because at the end of the day, they are the people that are making the experience so special, and that the itinerary is great, the ship can be great, but at the end of the day, it's the crew that really makes a big difference. So that's a great point. Thank you for sharing that, Dondra. And let's see, what else do we have here? Martha, Monica rocks. Wouldn't deal with anyone else. Amazing.
Yay.
I love hearing this. Thank you so much, guys, really for the feedback. I mean, it sometimes, as the CEO of this company, I tend to, most of the time, thankfully, we don't have a lot of like issues that I have to deal with. Thankfully, most of the time we're doing a good job. But most of the times, getting positive feedback is so encouraging because it really lets us know that we're kind of going in the right direction. Because at the end of the day, that's all we want, right? We want to make people happy. We want to make people. We want to be there for your what we believe it's the most precious asset you have in life, which is your free time. So we want to make sure we're doing a good job at taking good care of it.
And not just free time, but vacation time.
Yeah. True. And Juan, thank you for the presentation. Excited to hear about new itineraries coming soon. My wife is Azamara loyal and got her parents to be Azamara fans as well. Good to hear you're leaning in on the things that make Azamara unique. Love overnights and Azamara as amazing evenings. We are small ship cruisers and look forward to many more family memories on board Azamara in Japan soon. Amazing. I
Fantastic.
think we turned Robert around. I think we convinced Robert to go on.
Come on, Robert. Let's go.
We're gonna get him booked. You'll definitely look into an Azamara cruise. Love the idea of late nights and overnight stays. Honestly, to me, that's an incredible, one of the best things you can do on a cruise is just being able to experience those destinations at night as well. So I agree with you, Robert. And Juan, crew outstanding, will be on board Azamara Pursuit again, and it feels like coming home each time. Amazing. And Helen, love Azamara. I love getting all this validation from the guests in today's event. I love that.
You and me both.
Yeah. And Fern, I should give thanks to Roger for his unending support and helping in putting Azamara cruises in place. Possibly the best cruise director of all of our cruise ship has ever been. Eric, he's great. And Gail, our first Azamara was in June for 12 nights Skull Intensive, booked another while on board. Amazing, guys. I truly appreciate you sharing this feedback. Azamara, I can tell you, I've been following the Azamara's progress for a long time. And I can tell you, Azamara's service and onboard experience is better than ever. If you've sailed them before, I'm sure you're gonna like them even more now. If you haven't sailed them before, I feel very, very much comfortable saying you have an incredible time and you'll enjoy the experience. These ships are really, really, really beautiful. I particularly like the Atlas bar that they created on their newest ship, their newest acquired remodeled ship. I loved it. I'm not a big cocktail drinker, but I'm telling you, those cocktails at the Atlas bar are definitely for you to go out of your way to try. So I think I'm out of questions and out of comments. And once again, thank you so much for all your questions and participation. The staff is amazing, especially following Mosaic. There you go. Dondra, anything else that you want to share with our audience today before we wrap up?
No, the only thing I want to do is to thank you. I want to thank Luxury Cruise Connection. I want to thank from the bottom of my heart everybody who gave their time today. And I want y'all to know that as a leader, I will be humble and I will be hungry and I will value you as guests and I will value my partners and I will value our employees because that's who I am. And I hope that I get to be a little piece of showing the world that I can be successful at my age, and also that you will be on a ship that you love and that you tell everybody about and come back.
There you go. That's
Thank you,
it.
Dondra. Thank you, Dondra.
Thank you, everybody, for participating in today's event. Like I said, right before we go, Julie was stating we're very excited about our first Azamara cruise in May 2026. We have completed many cruises over the years on large ships. The small Azamara ships sound amazing with so many inclusions and tours. I would like to also know if we are able to use the offer toward our upcoming cruise in 2026. Yeah, well, Julie, we'll follow up with you, of course. And I want to say this one more time. Everybody loves Dondra. That is true. That is absolutely true.
Thanks.
I certainly do too. And I'm incredibly grateful for the friendship and the partnership and the relationship for you, Dondra. Lori, I see your face. I missed mentioning you at the beginning, but Lori, we talk to her all the time. She's incredible. She's our bridge with our day-to-day Azamara needs, and Michael as well. I mean, this guy has been there for us, and since COVID, and he's been an incredible asset to Azamara as well. It's an honor to have had the opportunity to do this, and I very much look forward to continue to supporting Azamara, and hopefully we've convinced those that had never booked Azamara before to try Azamara and to give the brand a chance, because you won't regret it. You will love it, and you'll probably want to rebook on board and come back for more, because they truly deliver an experience that you won't regret trying. And
Carlos,
yeah,
may I ask Dondra a question? Hi, Dondra, how you doing?
Hi.
Hector and I have a guest who does a lot of back-to-backs with Ozma for quite a few years. His name's Bernie, and he had to jump off. He wanted to ask this question, and he asked if I would ask it for him.
Sure.
He says he sometimes has a hard time going on the Azamara website if he wants to find like an Ireland, he hit an immersive Ireland or any of these places. There's no place to say just Ireland, and all that he said he has a hard time finding that on the Azamara website. So maybe we could put in, because Azamara has more immersive itineraries than any other company. Maybe you could put in Ireland or Spain, and then those can come up automatically, maybe.
So I'm going to comment two ways. You're absolutely right, duly noted, and we'll own that. But what I will also tell you is, tell him not to worry about going on the website, to call our friends at Luxury Cruise Connection.
Oh yeah, he calls me.
Do the work.
Yeah. Oh no, he calls me, but he likes to take a look, and sometimes
he wants to do a little homework.
Yeah.
So then, buddy. I mean, I hear you. It's funny, you get so close to it, you don't see it sometimes. But that's a very fair comment. I'll go on that and look at it. Look to see what we need to tweak, because those are tweaks. You know what I mean? Those aren't like big things. It's going to take a year and $1 million. So you got it.
Okay, thank you. I'll let him know. Thank you very much.
Sorry to interject, but on the website, if you go into cruises, there is a tab for country intensive.
There you go. I don't know who said that, but I love you.
It's Andre.
Boy, Andre.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Andre. So Michael,
thank you.
Open it up. And if you go into our website, there is literally a tab that says country intensive. If you click on country intensive, then you put in Ireland. We just did it. Michael and I just did it. It shows an 11-night cruise on Azamara Journey, Ireland intensive cruise going to Dublin, Belfast, and Galway.
Okay, I will let him know that. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that either. So we learned something.
Okay, thank you, Dondra.
Right on.
Guys, and with that, I want to wrap it up for today, but I want to one more time say thank you so much to Dondra and her team and the whole crew at Azamara. You guys make our life easy because you deliver an incredible experience, and it lets it makes our clients happy, and that's at the end of the day what we're here for. And so we're truly, truly appreciative of what you guys do, and mostly the relationship. So thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that joined today's event. We appreciate your time. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate your friendship as well, for those that know us and have known us for a while. And for those that had never done business with us before, know that we very much welcome the opportunity to get to know you, get to build a relationship with you, and hopefully take really good care of your future vacations. So with that, thank you so much. We'll follow up with an email recap of today's event. And once again, thank you all for attending, and I'll see you the next time.
Contact us at luxurycruiseconnections.com.